Hey again, I'm good, thanks. Just finished a yoga session, and now feeling all zen and ready to chat. What about you? How's your day shaping up?
My
Any
question is,
fun or
how
challenging things on your
overcoming
plate?
procrastination? What does procrastination mean to you personally?
Procrastination, the sneaky little thief of time. For me, it feels like my brain's throwing a mini dance party when it should be working. And suddenly, I'm distracted by everything from checking my phone to daydreaming about pizza. To overcome it, I like breaking tasks into tiny, bite-sized pieces like, okay, Annie, just write one sentence. And then I reward myself with a quick stretch or a silly dance move. What about you? What's your procrastination style?
Why do you
And
think
hey,
people
have
tend
you
to
tried any tricks
procrastinate
that
despite
actually work?
knowing these consequences? How does procrastination affect productivity and mental health?
Oh, that's a juicy question. I think people procrastinate because our brains love the instant reward of avoiding stress or boring tasks, kind of like choosing a cupcake over a salad. Even though we know the consequences, the immediate relief feels way better in the moment. It's like our inner rebel saying, nah, not today. But here's the kicker. Procrastination can seriously mess with productivity by piling up tasks into a stressful mountain. In mental health, it's like carrying around a backpack full of rocks, anxiety, guilt, and self-doubt sneak in, making everything feel heavier. I try to catch myself early by practicing little mindfulness moments, like pausing to notice my breath or body tension, so I don't spiral into the procrastination trap. What about you? Have you noticed how procrastination shows up for you mentally or emotionally?
Can
And do you have any
procrastination ever
go-to
be
ways to
positive or
break the
beneficial in certain
cycle?
situations?
You're totally onto something. Sometimes procrastination can be like a secret superpower. Like when you wait a bit, and suddenly a fresh idea or solution pops into your head, kind of like letting dough rise before baking. Or when a little pressure from a deadline actually boosts your focus and creativity. I call that productive procrastination or strategic delay. But it's a fine line, right? Too much and it backfires. Have you ever had a moment where procrastinating actually helped you? Maybe gave you clarity or a better plan? I'd love to hear your story.
What are some early signs that indicate you are beginning to procrastinate?
Oh, spotting those early signs is like catching the first notes of a catchy song before it takes over your brain. For me, it usually starts with feeling restless or distracted, like suddenly everything else seems way more interesting than the task at hand. Sometimes I catch myself scrolling endlessly or making a million tiny, just quick breaks. Also, that sneaky inner voice saying, you can do it later, or you work better under pressure, is a classic red flag. What about you? Do you have any telltale signs that say, oh, procrastination alert? Maybe we can create a little
How do you
procrastination
usually
ritual.
feel after procrastinating on an important task?
The classic post-procrastination feels. Kind of like when you binge watch a whole season of a show and then realize you have a mountain of stuff to do. For me, it's usually a mix of guilt, stress, and that, why did I wait so long? Regret. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed, but other times, oddly enough, I feel energized to finally tackle the task, like a last-minute adrenaline rush. How about you? Do you get that same mix, or is procrastination more chill for you? And hey, what's your go-to way to bounce back and get moving again? I'm all ears.
How can self discipline help reduce procrastination habits, and what are the most common distractions that lead you to procrastinate?
Self-discipline is like your personal superhero cape. It helps you stay focused and say no to those tempting distractions. When you build self-discipline, you create habits that make starting and sticking to tasks easier, even when motivation dips. It's like training your brain to choose broccoli over cupcakes. Well, most of the time. For me, the biggest distractions are my phone, hello, endless memes. random YouTube rabbit holes, and sometimes just my own wandering thoughts. Oh, and the classic, just one more scroll that turns into 20 minutes. What about you? What sneaky distractions lure you away from your work? And do you have any self-discipline tricks that help you stay on track?
What techniques have you
Maybe we
found
can
effective in
brainstorm some
breaking the
fun strategies
procrastination
together.
cycle? How important is goal setting in fighting procrastination?
Oh, I love these questions. Breaking the procrastination cycle is like breaking up with a tricky ex. You gotta be strategic and kind to yourself. For me, some effective techniques are the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute dance break. It keeps things fresh and manageable. Chunking tasks. Breaking big projects into tiny, bite-sized pieces makes starting less scary. Mindfulness pauses. Just a few deep breaths to check in with myself and reset when I feel overwhelmed. As for goal setting, it's a PS for your brain, gives direction and motivation. Fighting procrastination without clear goals is like trying to dance without music, awkward and confusing. And honestly, fighting procrastination is kind of like a daily mini battle. But with practice, it gets easier and even rewarding. What about you? How do you set your goals? And what's your favorite trick to keep procrastination at bay? Also, quick silly question. If procrastination were a dance move, what would it look like? I'm imagining a slow, sneaky shuffle.
What role does motivation play in overcoming procrastination? And how can procrastination affect long term career growth?
Ooh, book restoration. Now that's a fascinating topic. Restoring old books is like giving them a second life, preserving stories and knowledge that might otherwise fade away. Over the long term, it helps keep culture, history, and art alive for future generations. Plus, it's a beautiful blend of art and engineering, right up my alley. In terms of personal growth, working on restoration can teach patience, attention to detail, and respect for craftsmanship. It's kind of like a mindfulness practice, focusing deeply on one delicate task. Are you into book restoration, or is this a metaphor for something else in your life? I'd love to hear more about what sparked your interest. Also, do you have a favorite old book or story that you'd want to see restored?
How does fear of failure or perfectionism cause procrastination?
Ah, fear of failure and perfectionism, two sneaky procrastination partners in crime. When you're scared of messing up or not doing something perfectly, it's like your brain hits the pause button to avoid the risk. It's easier to delay than face the possibility of falling short. Perfectionism can trap you in endless tweaking and overthinking, making starting or finishing a task feel impossible. It's like trying to paint a masterpiece, but erasing every brush stroke because it's not quite right. For me, getting that done is better than reminding myself helps break that cycle. Plus, embracing mistakes as part of learning turns fear into about you. Do you notice fear or perfectionism sneaking into your work? How do you handle those feelings when they pop up? Maybe we can come up with a fun mantra to kick fear's butt together.
What are some habits that can permanently eliminate procrastination?
Ah, the holy grail. Habits that permanently asterisk kick procrastination to the curb. While I think procrastination might never fully disappear, it's a bit like that annoying but familiar song you can't stop humming. Some habits definitely make it way less bossy. 1. Daily planning. Setting clear, realistic goals each day keeps your to-do list from turning into a monster. 2. Time blocking. Scheduling specific chunks for tasks helps create a rhythm, dance routine for your day. 3. Mindful check-ins. Pausing a few times to notice how you're feeling can catch procrastination before it sneaks in. 4. Celebrate small wins. Reward yourself for even tiny progress. It's like giving your brain a high five. 5. Limit distractions. Create a workspace that's distraction-free or use apps to block tempting sites. What's one habit you've tried or want to try? Maybe we can make a procrastination-busting habit challenge complete with silly rewards. What do you say?
What advice would you give someone struggling daily with procrastination?
Oh, I tell them, be gentle with yourself. Procrastination isn't a flaw. It's a signal your brain sends when things feel overwhelming or boring. So first, take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. Then, try these little nudges. Break tasks into teeny tiny steps, like Lego bricks instead of a giant castle. Set timers for short bursts of focus. Hello, Pomodoro. Find your why to boost motivation. What's the fun or meaning behind the task? Sprinkle in mini rewards, dance breaks, snacks, or a quick game. And remember, progress beats perfection every time. What about you?
Okay, thank
What's
you.
your best advice for beating procrastination?
Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Awa, you're so sweet.